So what I'm going to show is how we can be able to access an Azure queue so that we can deal with things. And Azure queues are very powerful in storing data, and they're great to use, but they're sometimes a real pain or a chore to be able to go ahead and get information out without writing a lot of code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show how I've created an existing queue out there, and I'm just going into that queue, and I can see what this queue is about. And so it's basically my IoT queue. And what I'm going to do is look at my shared access policies, and I've got a few different ones here. Now, if you have a question on how to go ahead and deal with Azure and how to deal with message queues and what they really all are, then feel free to ask. We certainly do consult on how to use Azure and all these types of things, so just let us know. But anyway, what you can do is, what a queue is it allows you to be able to drop data in, and then have something that listens to it to be able to pick it up and do something with it. So you need to have different types of access capabilities and different types of users to be able to do this. So I've got 3 different types of policies or security policies out there that allow me to be able to access this. So I've got a message retriever, which can only listen to the queue. I've got kind of more of a grand poobah guy that can manage it, send, and listen, and then I've got somebody that can only send. So like say you've got an external CRM system or something else like that you need to just drop data in for something to happen. Then you'd need to be able to send data to that message queue and drop that in there. And then if you've got a listener that is sitting there listening to it to be able to pick up data to then be able to act on it, like say get it into Dynamics SL or into some other type of back office CRM or whatever, then you need to be able to listen to that. So what I'm going to first do is I'm going to look at my access, and I'm going to look at my connection string and just copy that out. So then what I can do is go into Catalina's integration tool, which is this, and be able to go into my Azure queues, and I can just create a brand new queue that's out there. And well, I'm going to go ahead and go back to my existing one because it's just as easy to do. And so what I do is I copy that connection string in there. Now, one thing you've got to go ahead and make sure is that you remove the entity path out of it. Now, I'm going to end up blocking a lot of this out, so somebody's not going to start dropping things into my message queue. But you need to remove this entity path out of your connection string, and then put that in your queue name. So you just go ahead and put that in your queue name, and then you just give it a name and a description, and this will go ahead and give you some information on how you go and deal with what this does. And then what I'm doing is I can then send this to a script, and these scripts are just the standard way that Catalina's integration tools deal with things, in that it can take data that's getting dropped into the message queue and then do things. And in this case, I'm going to go ahead and take the data from that and map it to an SL integration so that I can then send that to Dynamics SL to be able to save the data. So what my end result is that I'm going to drop in a message into the message queue. Then the Catalina tool is going to automatically pick that data up, and then will automatically push it into Dynamics SL and create a customer. So pretty simple. Now I've written a little program here, and this is just a little thing that goes ahead and writes to the queue. So this is really a method that will allow me to take data, say like from a CRM system. So I'm going to simulate taking data from a CRM system and dropping in the queue. So that way the Catalina tool can sit there and listen to that queue and say, something just came in, I'm going to grab it. So really I just need to go ahead and have some information here on the connection string, the queue name, and then this could be some just standard data from a CRM system. All I'm going to do is pass like an account name and an external number. This could be like the actual account number in CRM. And I'm just going to hit send to queue. And what that does is that just drops it into the Azure queue, and it says that I've done it. So then when I go into SL, when I pull this up, I can hit go, and there it is. And now I've got a brand new customer. So you can see here I've got 103. Why don't we go ahead and create another one? We're automatically numbering things, so let's just create another one just to show that this is working. Let's go ahead and do something more special here. We'll just put in a different number here, and we'll go ahead and give this a name. And I just go ahead and send it. It dropped it in the queue. The Catalina tool went ahead and automatically picked it up. So if I go back into SL and I do search, there it is. And it automatically happens. So what we've been able to do is be able to have a listener that sits there and listens to an Azure message queue and then automatically send that data somewhere. And in this case, we're sending it to Dynamics SL. If you've got any questions on how to go ahead and access or how to use Azure message queues and Service Bus, feel free to give us a contact. Or if you want to find out more information about the Catalina integration tools and how we can go ahead and easily be able to create integration from a message queue or any, in Azure, and be able to go ahead and get that back into any kind of back office system. In this case, we went ahead and showed how you can do it in Dynamics SL. Thanks a lot.